Hello everyone, I'm High Treason, and welcome back to Let's Play The Long Drive. We're on part 59, the frame rate's shit because I've just loaded in. That building will have moved, oh god. I dread to think what's going on in the physics engines. And we've got another Trabant. And that one's now stuck in a wall, look at that. You ain't getting that out of there, so we ain't taking it. But I was sort of thinking that we might take this Golf. It's a diesel. We did find a big barrel of diesel. Did we not? I do believe we did. I think it was that one. Oh, it's not got much in. There was one. It won't be this one. Should we take that Golf? Or should we just keep our car? We haven't driven a Golf for a long time. Not since like the start of the game, really. We know we can get diesel for it. We'd have to clean it up, but I feel like we've done enough faffing about. Also, it's red, not pink. Oh, that settles it. We'll keep this car for now. Oh god, we're going to get out of here because there's raboids. What was that banging? I'm sorry, Trabant. We'll take the next Trabant or 21-5 that we find. Or maybe the next Volkswagen. I just can't be doing with faffing about cleaning it up, and it would seem dumb to not do that when we're at a diner, so we're just going to go for now. Oh god, I don't have my shoes on. This feels so weird. Here's a thing you got to bear in mind, right? My feet are not small. My feet are not small. They are snug in a size 14 black boot, so basically the pedals, my foot doesn't fit on them. I'm using my big toes instead of my foot because my big toe is nearly as wide as the damn gas pedal. My feet are proportional, in case you're wondering, to the rest of my body. That is, you know, they don't look big on me, I'm tall. And also, the other thing you're thinking, probably, I don't know, would you like to find out? You come round here, I'll show you. So now we're going to go. And we're not going to go for the UFO. Why? Because I feel like it's cheaty. I feel like it's dishonest. And it's not really very interesting, is it, flying the UFO? You know, we're nearly crashing in rocks and shit. I think that's far more interesting than just going over the desert. And I can't be doing with sitting there waiting. You know, I'm sorry if you wanted to see the UFO, but we've already done that. And like I said, I don't think it's very interesting. 150k we'll say we started at. So our goal, if we're still in this car, will be 200. I'd like to go farther than that, but if we end up getting a new car, obviously that might punch holes in our little plan. But I'm so dismayed with how little progress we have been making. I just don't understand it. It's not making sense. We're not driving slowly. I don't think we're faffing excessively or anything, more than we did with, say, that green car. Or was it the black one that held the... What was the one we did a whole 100k in? That fucking Skoda was knocking things out the park. I was dead impressed with that thing. That did way better than it had any right to. You know, it's I don't really know what's going on here. I feel like something's not right. But then on the other end, there's a chance that, you know, the counters were running weird that whole time, as I've said they do, and now they might be correcting for it. I'm sure we had a part where I forgot to mention it, but the distance we'd done in the wild counter was lower than the distance we'd done on the car, and I've told you it sort of does like that. It's weird. I don't really understand why it does it, but it does. It always seems to average out, and I think he might have fixed it for the most part, because it's nowhere near as much as it used to be. It doesn't seem to happen a lot now, whereas it was pretty much constant the first time I drove to the end of the road. This is only my second time being this far out in the world, you do realise that, right? You know, I'm sure, compared to some of the people you've seen, like, play this on the internet, you know, some people, I know we do have one or two new people here, they might have left by the time they get this far, but it might be more new people coming in at this point. And so, compared to a lot of people you'd seen play, he's probably, I seem to know the game reasonably well. He probably has been to the end a bunch of times. This is only my second time. I don't think I've driven more than 1000k, like more than 1 or 2 times before this. So actually driving the full 5000, I've never, I've done it once, and I did it without ever changing car or anything. I'm not going to stop at that building. Wow, this is a close building. Please don't spawn a bus on me. Okay, there we go. We've got a trailer spawned in. Dangerous. So yeah, certainly been 3200k out. I've never been this far than that one time. Only once have I been to this distance. I can't remember. I'm sure, I'm sure other than the time I went to the end of the road, the farthest I ever went was 750k. And then I just started a new world. That was basically my first time on the game. Aside from, probably my very first guy, I think I ditched just because I had real bad luck. And I had a bunch of faff-aroundy saves, where I just faffed about and I didn't intend to make progress. I was just experimenting with game mechanics, and then it was just alright, that was at the same time as I was driving to 750k, and I was like, if I can get to 750k, I'll stop. And I got there, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, we're going to start a new one, and we're going to drive all the way to the end, just to see if I can do it, because at that point, I didn't even know if there was an end to the road, and no one would give a clear answer. When I went on the internet, people were like, it's this long, it doesn't end, this, so it loops back, which I'm like, I can't see it doing that, but I could see it generating forever, because I'm in the desert supposed to, And so even then I was like, well, do I really want to look it up? That's a bit boring. I was like, no, fuck it, let's drive as far as we can. So if there is an end to this road, I will make it there. And so then I just played that save, and then I tried to start recording for YouTube or not long afterwards. It was a little while before the Plymouth update, I think. It was probably February. It would have been February, because I remember I had a hospital appointment the day before I got to the end of the road. And I actually did record myself getting to the end of the road. I think my head was a bit fucked because I had to starve myself and stuff for the hospital. But yeah, so I've only been out this far once before. So, my experience with the game is largely based on that. My sample size isn't that big, but obviously I've studied it more since, just because of the fact it's it's not really spoilers to me now. I've been out here, so I don't mind sort of looking into how it works a bit more. But obviously I already had a good grasp on the game mechanics. Also, I did cheat when I drove to the end of the road because I was using the bug for infinite fluids. And so, I was not stopping for fuel or anything. Even though I was stopping and faffing about with cars constantly, I was not stopping just for fuel. I never ever did that, just because, I was relying on a glitch. Is that one of them big gas stations? We're going to go to it. Wow, we actually span out on an uphill. I've never seen that before. I think the handling's worse when the game's in third person. It's quite strange. Oh, yeah, it is one of these big gas stations. Oh no, I said we'd take the next one. If it starts. It's like Trotter's Independent Traders and it had 4 fucking wheels. No, it doesn't start. I'm not taking that piece of shit. It can fuck off. Next. Truth be told, I don't want to get rid of this car. We're in terrain where we probably could actually get away with the bus. That one's not drivable, but yeah, it really wants us to take a Trabant. I will do it, game. I'd like to keep this car for a few more buildings worth. I'm only just getting to know it, We will do it, but it's like I say, we have this progress deficit is what's sort of making me hesitant. Just because those are so slow, and we can't do an engine replace. Well, we could replace it with the moped engine, and that's really our only option. We can stick any engine in any vehicle, as you've probably seen, but there's no way to put a radiator on the Trabant 601. I have been kind of holding out, hoping that we will get a VAS 2105, and I just don't think the game's going to give us those. I don't know why it's not giving us them. When was the last time you saw one? Like, think all the way back through all the parts we've played through. When was the last time you saw 2105? When was the last time you saw an engine for a 2105? And to be honest, I think it must have been like somewhere before we crossed the 1500k marker. I really do. Like, I just don't think that we have seen one since then. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just the game being weird, because we're seeing a lot of this repetitive generation as well. It might just be bad luck. It might just happen to be the kind of speeds I drive at just line up with the randomizer always landing on the same thing, because I do believe it is based on the system time. So yeah, I can't really pretend to understand what's going on or why, but we have not seen a 2105 in an exceedingly long amount of time. Make the brake lights come on. Fucking hell, they're real bright. Brake pedal's weird. You see, when I press it there, the lights don't come on. There's like a bit of a gap. It's quite strange. Ah, sod it. Should we stop at this building? I don't think we should. My radiator's still on alcohol, by the way, and it does actually work, it seems. I was under the impression it didn't. I don't want to stop there just because we're going so slow. On the other end, it might have a VW engine. Fuck it, let's stop there. We nearly spun it out again. Maybe the tyres do fuck up with time, but I've never seen them do it. Like, I've heard people say, oh, the tyres degrade. Now, I think there's a mod that does that, but this is completely vanilla. We have zero modifications to the game. I'm hearing a very odd noise. I'm sure it was a green glow over there as well. Yeah, that's the Trabant engine. It's a two-stroke. It's air-cooled. And that is, you know, not good for us if we end up with one of those cars, because we are stuck on that engine. You know, we can't do what we're doing with this car, potentially, where we just go, oh, I'm going to put a different engine in it. Yeah, there's no VW engine in here. What the fuck? There's something stuck in the wall there. That's a bumper then. Oh, it's because there's a gap on that model. Yeah, I'm hearing a funny hum. I'm not sure I want to be here. I just get bad vibes out of these places, man. Yeah, things are very, very sparse out here. So we really are getting ourselves into situations now, you know, where if we did lose something vital, we could be in massive, massive trouble the farther we go. And like I say, on the way back, like when we get to driving back, we're going to potentially be in massive, massive trouble again. You know, it's a fucking, yeah, you know, when we get close to the starting house, just because of the fact we drank all the fuel and everything in that zone, because we were just starting out, and so, you know, that's potentially going to fuck us on the way home. We do seem to be getting item duplicating out here again, though, just because the precision's off far enough that the buildings seem to displace far enough that they don't realise they already existed. It's almost like, I mean, I don't really know how that system works, I'll be honest with you, but that's what it looks like to me. Should we go out there? I'm going to go with no. But I do think we maybe should start exploring the desert. Like, we've proven we can navigate the desert, which is something I don't see other people really doing. And we have found that spawns out there seem to be better than spawns near the road for whatever reason. It might just be luck that we've had so far, but it's certainly a thing to look into, just like I said, purely because, you know, we might get some good stuff, and I don't see anyone else doing it. And I've been thinking for a while, should we just drive in the desert, like in one part, just drive due fucking west? So we'll be basically following the road, but because the road snakes around, you know, we'll always end up going quite far off it. It's like we're turning back to the west now. Like here. We are now facing pretty much west. But the road's going to make us turn again. So if we just kept going due west, we would be going quite a ways off the road before it comes back, most likely, unless this is going to turn really sharply around this bend. I don't think it is. If we went that way, we would join the road again. You know, we know how it works. We've proven time and time again how the road works. So, you know, there's no reason to doubt it. But there's a huge patch of desert in the middle that we're not getting to see. So should we be driving on that desert? It might be slower, but I'm not necessarily opposed to that if we end up getting something good out of it. Okay, we need to slow up a bit here. It's not spin out, but... Okay, now we're going to stop. We're going to fall asleep in the middle of the road because I'm not doing nighttime driving because it's boring. And then we'll go. I'll just press that damn thing. There we go. It does amuse me how unresponsive the engine is. You know, most games when you press the gas pedal, like when the clutch is like, you know, pushed down as well, the engines are real responsive, you know. On this it's and I like that. Said it a million times and I'll say it again, I love the fact that these crappy old cobby cars handle like crappy old cobby cars. I don't want this game ever to have a really, really good handling model in it. I don't want it to drive like, you know, a racer. I want it to drive like a piece of shit. That's the point, you know. That is part of this game. Now, our progress really isn't fantastic here. Like, you know, I keep glancing at the odometer and... Oh no. Aliens. They're back. It would have been us if we'd gone back to the boat. Is that a blue one? I've not seen a blue one in ages. No, it's green, isn't it? Yeah. Well, they're off. Alien babes, I'm going off you. I think I'm going to go with the lionesses instead. You've been leading me on too long. This fashion show you're having at the end of the road better be a fucking good one. You see, I saw it, but I thought we'd be okay. No, let's pick that up. Oh, no. No. Oh, God. Damage report. Missing door. Missing mirrors. Missing hood. That is to the point I can't remember what fucking side the person meant to be on. Are they meant to be on our left or our right? Fuck me, that was a big fucking crash. From that tiny little rock. It's the wrong side, isn't it? It wants to be over there. Okay, that is one of our wing mirrors. It's for this side. We don't even have the door for that side. Purse are on our right, aren't they? Supposedly. We're not missing wheels. We can run the car as is. I'd like to at least try and find the things that we've lost. God knows where our things have gone. Oh man, it's handling funny. Okay, there's a fair few bits of it. So our progress was terrible again. I don't know why we just don't seem to be able to make progress like we used to. The mountains won't be helping, that's for sure, but I'd still expect to be going faster than we are. Missing all hubcaps, they're all gone. So we're probably going to be one short. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there's like always one, isn't there? Every time there's that one hubcap that just refuses to come back. Like, you know, it just becomes part of the wild. Our door is gone. I don't know if we're going to get that back. There was stuff out there. There may be things that way. Okay, I'll run back for this and then I'll... my progress. This is going to cut into it. But even then, like, we've had parts where we've had massive crashes. That one where I had to walk the wheels and it didn't eat into our progress as bad as things just seem to be now. It's really strange. I can't figure out where we're losing time. Yeah, we'll get that on the way back. So ideally, I want to find my door. Oh, that's just a rock. Fuck off, rabbit. Then my door might be gone. Ah, for shit. Fucking shit. Fuck. Piece of fucking crap. Okay, where's that hubcap gone? It's by the side of the road there. Right, how's that? We actually got all the hubcaps back. Okay, we should have a sponge. Right. Well, we lost the potter glasses. When did we lose those? Or did we just leave them with the old car? Probably just left them in the old car, didn't we? Yeah, I think we've lost the door. I think that's permanent now. Okay, it's got it. Good enough. Yeah, I'm really not seeing this door. That is, as far as I can tell, it's gone. No reason it would be up this far. Don't see it down there. Don't see it. Camera, will you stop fucking arsing about? That's not it. Could be farther down the road. Ah! There we go. Even still has our mirror on it. Okay, if we're missing anything else on that car, we'll go in. Jeez, that's too steep. Okay, car roll back then. There you go. Doesn't want to go. Don't know what we've done to it, because there aren't really damage models for these things. Fucking hell, this bit of road's awful. Even if that rock hadn't launched us, we'd have been fucked here, I think. We have about 20 minutes left to do, what do you know, 20k, if it keeps working out this way. Maybe we should be in a slower car at the rate things are going. I would hate to be climbing this in a Trabant though. I'm sort of hoping we get really, really lucky and we end up with, like, when we take a Trabant, I'm hoping we end up in just this one of the big flat sections again. Like, those are going to be rare now. If we can just get 100 relatively flat kilometres, that'd get us 2 or 3 parts out of that car, and then I could call it done and find something else. You know, as soon as we find one of those, we'll find a 2105, don't you? Nothing at that building. I swear they're more blue than they used to be. I was going to say we might be able to find out by looking at the oil container, but that's the next size up. There are so many gas station variants, at least compared to the other buildings. I mean, look at the diner, that only has one, really, doesn't it? I bet all the other buildings only have one variation. And there's just loads of gas stations. I mean, it makes sense, you know, that there'd be lots of gas stations at one time on this road. You know, it does really make sense, but I still don't have a weapon, by the way. Next time we see a bunker, we'll look at it. They're likely to get melee weapons in. If you wanted guns, they show up in a lot of places. Guard towers have their revolver. Like, there might be one in that one. I'm not interested in guns because they run out of ammo. And the rabbits are idiots. They're quite easy to bash. Okay, this progress is going too well, so something is going to stop us. Probably this uphill bit. This is going to be a big hill, probably. Didn't look like there were mountains in the distance, but, you know, probably go up farther than you think. Oh, there we go. So now it's starting to look mountainous again. Definitely think we're going to go in the mountains again. Like I say, we'll just basically, it's going to be endless mountains until the end of the game now. And we'll probably get some that are absolutely insane at some point. The seed's been quite tame, but like I say, I feel like it's going to go real extreme. I feel like it's going to squash it all up at the end, and that's going to make some of the roads really, really jank for like the last few 100k when we get there. I mean, it does feel like we're starting to approach the end, and it'll be interesting to see if when I get to 4000k I get that weird feeling of serenity again. Because it's actually how I got, you can hear now I'm actually quite tense and quite snappy. And this is what I got like at about this point last time. And then when I got to 4000, I just felt, you know, it was really kind of weird and serene feeling all of a sudden. It was such a strange feeling, you know, and I wonder if we'll get that again. I can't show you the footage of when I got to the end of the road because it wouldn't go on my timeline. Like, just, yeah, it was done with OBS, and OBS just outputs garbage, unfortunately, so I can view it, but I can't plot. Oh no, I thought it was a car. I thought it was a Dacia or something. That's a nice conditioned Plymouth wheel. Well, we got weapons in these, so fuck it, let's get out and have a look. We've already put the brakes on, we might as well. No. Gasoline, I don't think we're going to need that. Back of a truck, there's a radio. Okay, autosave, that's probably not helping us very much. Picked a radio up, I don't need it. Yeah, we got a squatty squat. Not putting a trailer on, that'll cause us more problems. Okay, come on. 9k to go. In just under 15 minutes. That's slightly better than usual, but it's not really fantastic. Does feel weird controlling the pedals with just my big toe. It's the joys of having such large feet and pedals being so small. I'd like to try driving a car with like handlebars. I think that could be quite fun. I suppose it'd just be like a giant quad bike, wouldn't it? In a way. I mean, it wouldn't handle like one as such, but your controls, I guess, would be similar. You know. It's a very weird car with a twist throttle. I'm sure they've done things like that for people who've had their legs cut off. We'll find someone like that, ask them to lend us their car, you know, that'd be pretty neat. Yeah, maybe. Shit, that would be interesting though. Stomach, fuck off. So, is there anything down the side of the mountain here? No. Is there anything up the side of the mountain? Up in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant? I swear one of the older commercials said up and not down. You can do that stippling on the rock that was there. You don't see that effect very often out guard. The road lines look pink to me. I think it's because I'm used to staring at the, like, grass or something, I don't know. Still quite a lot of red in the grass biomes though, especially now that they're all hilly and shit. Hilly, and that's from fucking Zelda, innit? I don't fucking know. I need to play Link to the Past again someday and play it with a copy that isn't a broken bootleg. I think I would have liked that game if I hadn't been stuck on that bootleg, because I didn't know. And so, you know, I'm just like, God, this game's on fire and it's broken. And it's like, well, actually, no, you know. And I actually think I was quite good at it when I played through it on this channel. I think that to me is why this channel kind of peaked, and I don't know if we could ever get back to something like that. I don't try to. So, you know, I wasn't trying to do it with that. So there's every chance that we will someday, just because what you get is just what comes out. I can't predict it entirely. I never know what's going to happen when I go into these things. I don't plan it. I plan to play it. I maybe remember one or two things that I'd like to point out about a game if I've played it before. And that's really about it. Oh yeah, we're going to get more of this terrain jank. You know, you can see it's getting worse as we go. The game doesn't completely break or anything when you get to the end, but it does start to have a few issues. Like, you know, it just starts to look and feel a bit weird in places, which is fine, you know, when you consider what it's doing. And the extremely small number of developers on it, as in, it's like two blokes, like, just making something they want. So, you know, I don't think I've ever been disrespectful about this game or the people who made it, and if I've sounded that way at some point, that hasn't been my intention. I do think the dev does look at videos of this game, but I don't think he'll find mine just because YouTube don't like me. And I don't think he'd watch the whole thing. He might only see like one bit of it if he saw any of it. Who knows, he might be just silently following in the background. And be like, damn, this guy's the best at my game. Like, you know, I wish I was a woman. Like, then I would totally, like, you know, fucking let him come over to Hungary and ram me. Yeah, you know, that would be cool, but seeing as you dudes, you know, just not my kind of thing. But yeah, you know, it's a fun game. The game's good enough. I'm happy with it. You know, yeah. Well, I say good enough, as in that's, you know, that's all we need. But it's certainly a ways to go with it, which is probably why it's not the final version yet. So that just like speaks for itself, you know. I mean, I would never say this game was perfect. I would never say it was like super duper groundbreaking or anything, and it doesn't. Not every game has to be. Game does its job, you know. It's a bit like the cars that are in it, where it's a little bit sort of dodgy looking and maybe doesn't run the best compared to some other things, you know. It's not like got all these super fancy knickknacks or nothing like that. It just gets the job done. It'll get you there. You know, it's and that's fine. We have surpassed our target distance with less than 10 minutes to go, so yeah, this is We really are doing shit on progress, and I just can't seem to get my whiz back. I couldn't think. I wanted to find another word because it's just like, oh god, if I say that, gusto. I could have used that, but it's too late now. I said whiz. Good god, why does it? This fucking commentary keep fucking delving into the realms of urination? I don't know, but it does. So we're just gonna go with it, you know. Go. Yeah, we're gonna just go with it. It is what it is. I don't like it any more than you do. I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. You just get what you're given to work with, and that's what we've got, and that's what we'll get, and that's where we'll fucking go. Jesus Christ, the car slid then. I don't like driving it. Ugh. The terrain's been mean. We're losing speed. We don't have long left. We need to find a building. We've not seen another car. I do need to stop fucking about and just take one, don't I? Good God, look how slow we are up here. Imagine a fucking cool fucking two-stroke Trabant coming up this fucking thing. It's fucking arsehole fallout. It fucking will. It'll fucking just... We might not even get up it. I think they can, just very slowly. Like, the bus can't get up a lot of these. Like I say, we've fucked our chance to drive a bus. We'll try and drive one at some point, but we have fucked our chance to drive one. We just never had the opportunity, I don't think. Yeah, this thing we played a game that's random, you know, there's a lot of luck involved, and we didn't have the best luck. We didn't have the worst either. Oh, I so want to drive, like, jump off that. We didn't have the worst luck either, and you know, I'm quite glad that a lot of our luck in this has actually been quite poor compared to what I see a lot of other people get. I suspect some other people probably do cheat a little bit. People tend to do that, don't they? It's like Minecrafters, you know, a lot of them, they're just like slash fucking give, like, when you're not looking. Yeah, we don't do that sort of thing round here. We're not those kinds of people. Fucking hell. Yeah, reverse gear should have a lot of torque. It does. Let's have a quick look. This is where I find the VW engine and then find the 2105 at the start of the next part, isn't it? That's a busted Trabant. We ain't driving that fucking piece of shit. It's in good shape, though. I mean, it is just a single piece. You know, you look at the, oh, it's real big, but when you actually stop and think about it, the chassis is just one bit. It's a singular piece. Yeah, let's see, there's VW engines. I'm not putting that V8 in there. We know the Dacia engine's not as powerful as ours, and yeah, oh man, the grass comes in here. Look at that. I've never seen that before. I've seen the fucking inkling squid fucker thing before, but I've not seen the fucking other things. I'm not putting the V8 in this car. It would be undrivable. It looks stupid. The looking stupid I'm not necessarily bothered about, but the being unable to really drive it I am. Right, we don't have very long left, so we're going to have to make cakes or whatever it is they say. I saw a building down the side of the mountain there. It's one of them double gas station things. I don't want to go to that. Trying to roll a cigarette. Could do without all this extra speed. We might make it to 10k over target. We're going to go for it. We're going to try and not kill ourselves on the descent here. It's not a dark descent, it's a light descent. And it's not on DOS for once, which is the descent I'm usually used to, and I don't really get along with that game. I was going to say I don't really like it, but no, actually I do think Descent is kind of cool. I just can't play it worth shit. It's funny that, isn't it? I think that's from just years of playing terminal velocity that, to me, you know, the way terminal velocity controls is how that sort of game should work in my head. And so, unfortunately, I just can never get a grasp on controlling Descent, even if I want to. So in the end I just give up. It's like, well, I'll just leave that game to other people. I'd like to think I do a decent job at controlling this game most of the time. If there is anyone who has experience with this game, do let me know if I'm blowing my own horn a bit too much, he says as he rolls the car. And if I am in fact really, really shit at it. Did we lose a mirror? Please don't say we lost a mirror. Oh, we didn't. It's just the angle I was at. Good. We'll keep going. So it fell off, it's probably still in there. We have only a couple of minutes left. And it looks like we're going to go uphill, so I might be dumping you in the desert. I actually quite like that roll, it looked pretty cool, you know, meant to do it. Wonder what I'll dream about tonight. You know, I've had weird ones lately, and you know, dreamed about knocking ex-boyfriends out, dreamt about girls who turn out to be like, you know, sentient plastic dolls. Dreamed about stabberizing people. You know, all kinds of stuff. I wonder what I'll dream today. My dreams have been weird lately, but a lot of them I can't really describe because it. You know, people who dream a lot will know what I'm on about, but I get the feeling people who don't remember their dreams aren't going to know. Like, such a... You know, you have a dream that it's really mundane. You're just doing something like you've gone grocery shopping with, like, you know, your mother or something, which is just like a normal thing you do. So it works out, like, better if we do that, because my mother can't, like, you know, push the shopping cart and... You know, I don't have a car, so it's like, well, I just go on the same fucking day. It's easier, right? So, you know, it'll be a dream I'm doing something really mundane like that, but everything's slightly off. There's just this weird vibe about it, and, you know, the way people I know, like, you know, my mother, people who work in the shop, there'll just be something really off about them, and just nothing seems right. The lighting is slightly just not right in colour, and it's really weird. Like, nothing bad happens, you sort of maybe feel like it will, and it might even scare you just through a really normal thing. Like, you'll go to buy tobacco, and as the lady reaches it off the shelf, you just get this feeling something really horrid's going to happen if you don't get out of there, and then you wake up. I think it's because my brain probably wants to have a nightmare, and I tend to have them when I'm too hot, so it's probably the weather. I'm always hot, of course, but, you know... That was the top of a lamppost, though. It was a building. I probably am going to have to dump you in the desert or go over time. We're nearly done to... Oh, there's a building. Okay. I think we are going to go a few seconds over time, but yeah, whatever, maybe even a minute over time. Let's just fucking get it there. But yeah, like I say, cocky as it sounds, I'm not really scarred of a lot of things. Just that I've always was conditioned to be that way, you know, that being scarred is kind of pointless. Like, you should know that it should be scary, but actually being scarred of it isn't really worthwhile. And so maybe that's why, and so because my brain can't think of anything that I'm particularly scarred of, it just goes, okay, you're scarred. Oh, we might have just done it, you know, because we don't run the clock when we're in here, do we? What number are we up to? 1, 2, 5, 6. Okay, we're on part 50 fucking 9, boys and girls. We have made it to 3340. You know what? That's not bad. That's about 70k. That's more like it. That's what I want to see. Fuck yeah. Finally, it was rough. I'm High Treason, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. I will be back, don't worry. We're going to have to commit to taking a new car. We're just going to have to.